head coach, Justin Bowden. Leading off at catcher, number 11, Julian Freeman. Batting second at second base, number 24, Giamon. Batting third on the mound, number 23, Frank Giamala. Batting fifth in the batting seventh in right field, 21. Batting eighth in first base, 31, Aaron Phillips. Batting ninth at left field, number 13, Basis Smith. And at shortstop for the Pirates, number 2, Jack Dunlap. Leavenworth Pioneers head coach, Justin Bowden. Now for the starting lineup, we're going to head coach, Mike Bowden. Leading off, second base, number 1,
Pioneer Baseball is on the road today. Today we have a UKC battle for you as the Leavenworth Pioneers take on their crosstown rivals, the Lansing Lions. I'm David Kemp alongside Terry Matthew. We've got a good one in store today, and if Tuesday's 1-0 extra inning walk-off was any taste of what's in store for tonight, I think that the Pioneers and us could be in for a good one. On the mound today for the Lions will be Bryce Fullen, number 14 on the mound. He started the last game at first base and went 1 for 3 with a strikeout. However, he's trying to get some more of those strikeouts from the Leavenworth batters here today. Lansing back at home after a dominant win over Topeka Cement yesterday. They won 6-0. Meanwhile, the Pioneers trying to bounce back from a 4-1 loss against Shawnee Heights. Terry, what do you think we need to look for today for the Pioneers to come out with a win?
Um, Really, if we wanna come out with a win here, we just have to play clean. And that's we got to win the games that we're supposed to win. I mean, we can't beat ourselves. That's been a recurring theme in the games that we've lost this season. But I have faith in us today. I mean, we played them extremely well last time, and I don't see a reason why we wouldn't again today.
I think the offense just needs to produce more runs. If not for a stellar performance from Pierce Gray, that last one could have gotten out of hand. As we are underway here, not in the first city today, but still in the first county of Kansas. Popped up, and that one will go foul. Quickly in an 0-2 count. Simon trying to battle from behind. Takes low. Julian Simon comes into this game on a bit of a slump. He finally broke that as he gets struck out here. He broke that in his last at-bat against Shawnee Heights in the 7th inning. But overall, he's hitting .226 on the young season. One away for the Pioneers, and now Anthony Giamalva steps up to the dish. Anthony starting at second today. He's batting .348 on the campaign. He's one of the more productive hitters in this lineup. Takes a first pitch strike. Windy day here, as you might be able to tell from the camera quality as this one gets ripped foul. Interesting setup here in the away, on the away side. This stadium, about 15 years old, still has the dirt base paths. This is a rescheduling of last Thursday's game that was supposed to conclude the doubleheader. Instead, we just got it a little bit postponed, but as the saying goes, the heart grows fonder in absence. And both teams, again, they have been in action. Lansing came out on the right side of that one yesterday. Meanwhile, the Pioneers fell to an incredible pitching performance from Gabriel Escobar and the Thunderbirds. Offense really just needs to get going. In their last two games, they've only scored one combined run. That lone run coming against the Lansing closer, Austin Oakley. Giamalva gets set down via the punch-out. Back-to-back strikeouts start Boland's day. He is feeling good on the mound. Frankie Giamalva on the rubber for the Pioneers today. He's at the plate now in the 3-hole. Giamalva really is the heart and soul of this offense. A senior who's been in the program all 4 years. He's come up with a lot of these guys. And really, when Giamalva's going, that's when this team gets going. Chopped on the ground to third, just a bit foul. If he had a little bit more room, Brady Neiman had a play on it. Instead, the at-bat will continue. Giamalva in the hole 0-2. Watch a strike three go by. 1, 2, 3, go the Pioneers. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Fullen strikes out the side to start things off for the Lions. We go to the bottom of the first. Frankie throws his final warm-up pitches, and for the Pioneers, he is really the engine that gets this motor going, both at the plate and on the mound. In 10 innings, he has yet to allow a run. The Lions trying to change that here. He's a fastball slider pitcher. He can get up into the 80s with that heater, but with his slider that just breaks so hard horizontally, it's really hard to square a ball up if you're on the Lions.
Leading off bottom of one for the Lions. The second baseman, Chase Legault.
Chase Legault in the batter's box now for Lansing. He watches a pitch go by for a strike. He was on the mound on the Tuesday matchup last week, and he pitched 7 scoreless innings. The Pioneers had no response to him, as Frankie quickly sets him to an 0-2 count. Pioneers had no response. The problem is his bats couldn't give him any run support. Pioneers ended up walking it off against his reliever, Austin Oakley, as this one goes down to first for the out. One gone for the Lions. Trey Bowden will step up to the plate after the 6-3 putout. Retired Legault. Trey Bowden, the shortstop, he went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts the last time he faced this lineup. Pioneers hoping for more of the same today. He just really had no answer to Pierce Gray's heater. Giammalva stares in. The delivery. Fouled back our way. Giammalva bears down, trying to finish off Bowden now. Swung on and missed. And now he's one pitch away from doing just that. 1-2 count with 1 away in the inning. In the dirt, ball 2. The pitch. Watches another one go down. Count runs full with 1 gone. Temperature starting to drop. When we got to the ballpark, a nice warm 76 degrees, but as the sun sets, it's already dropped down to 73. Watching it go by for strike 3. That is the 5th time in a row that Bowden has been set down via the punch-out facing Leavenworth pitching. Called third strike will set a second one down. Bryce Folan on the mound for the Lions. He will try to get some action going on the base paths. This one is popped up. Should be a routine fly ball for the Pioneer left fielder. Camping under it is Shoemaker. 3 up, 3 down. Pioneers and Lions trade short innings. Giammalva gets out of it with just 10 pitches thrown. We go to the top of the second. Scoreless ball game.
Every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're bound. But you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay.
baseman, number 17, Noah.
David Kemp alongside Terry Matthew here. Noah Davis starts us off here in the top of inning number 2. First pitch. First 2 pitches both in there for balls. 2-0 count. To first.
The center fielder,
Gabe Fryman to the plate.
Fryman watches first pitch go by outside the zone for ball 1. The team leader in batting average as he watches one go by for a strike. Checked his swing. It looked a little inside to me, but umpire said he went around. Counts even on the Pioneer center fielder. Fullen sets and delivers. In there for a strike. Fryman in a pitcher's count now. Lansing Lions here on Military Appreciation Night with the camouflage caps on top of their cream home jerseys, black letters and numerals across the chest. Pioneers, on the other hand, have the gray roads with the powder blue letters outlined in solid black. Watching one go by will be the 4th K of the ball game for Fullen. He is absolutely rolling early on. Bryce Fullen has really faced no traffic so far. 5 up, 5 down.
Yep.
Pierce Gray trying to change that here. He was the hero of the Pioneers last game. Or he wasn't the final hero, but he did set up the walk-off by just frankly keeping the Pioneers in it. He had no run support, but went 6 2/3 scoreless innings before Carter Pro finished the job, setting down the last 4 Lansing batters he faced, and then coming up to the plate in the bottom of the 7th and walking it off. That being the lone run of the Pioneers' last win against Lansing. 0-2 count, 2 gone. The pitch, that one is way over the catcher and will get all the way to the backstop. Gray stays alive as Aaron Phillips will trot out there to get the ball back. Fullen bears down. Put away pitch will send Pierce Gray back to the dugout. 6 up, 6 down for the Pioneers. Perfect game intact through 2. Bryce Fullen is dealing. We will be back for the bottom of the 2nd in this scoreless ball game.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. Feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your eyes out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you
Mattingly, Oakley, and Leftwich due up in the bottom half of the inning for the Lions. 0-0 ball game here on a chilly April evening in Leavenworth County. Mattingly at the dish. 0 for 3 in his last game with 2 strikeouts. Pierce Gray made quick work of him. Frankie Giammalva trying to keep the good vibes rolling for the blue and gray. Called strike 2. Mattingly, the cleanup hitter, quickly finds himself trailing in the count. Holding on for dear life. The pitch from Giammalva just misses the plate. That one was a bit too low for Simon to successfully frame it. Umpire was not fooled by that attempt. That one is fouled away. Keeping himself in the battle is Mattingly. I think another thing, Terry, that encourages me about this team in particular is the chemistry. We talk about a lot of the players who have been on this team since their freshman year. They've grown up together. And especially you just look at the battery. Frankie Giammalva, Julian Simon, along with Aaron Phillips, 3 best friends. This one will get down in the corner. Trying to get it in quickly is Pro. Cutoff man will hold the runner at second, and the Lions have their first runner in scoring position today. Stand-up double from Reese Mattingly. Well, I guess I'm going to have to eat some of those words, but my point still stands. This Pioneer team has so much chemistry. They work well together, and again, you can see right after that line drive to the opposite field, Giammalva and Simon having a bit of a chat, laughing together. They definitely know how to work with each other.
Yeah, and that senior presence is huge on teams, especially in high school.
Austin Oakley steps up to the dish in center field today, but he, in a walk-off game, there's always going to be the hero and there's going to be the GOAT. In that game, Oakley was the GOAT. He surrendered the RBI base hit to Carter Pro in the bottom of the 8th, being the lone run of the ball game for the Pioneers. That was the one that drove the dagger into Lansing. So he surrendered the game-winning RBI to the Pioneer right fielder. As that one is in there for a strike. Now trying to right his wrongs at the plate here, give his starter some run support. Runner on second, nobody out. Giammalva has already thrown 8 pitches in the inning without recording an out. Count runs to 1 and 2. Giammalva trying to finish off the Lansing center fielder. He's just got to finish these at-bats. Finish strong on the bump. Just last batter, he got into an 0-2 count, allowed Mattingly to fight back, and then eventually laced one to right. That's why Lansing has a runner on second base right now. Giammalva sets. 2-2 offering is swung on and missed. Terry, he had him looking silly right there.
Yeah, man, that slid outside. Just great pitch there. And he's been stacking them right in there all day. And the poise at the plate from Frankie has been amazing. And if he can keep this up, then we're going to see just as good a ball game as what we did last time.
Well, when you just pump in fastball, and they're not catching up to the heat, and then they finally start to time it up, it's a great time to drop in one of those sliders he just did. I mean, as the throw goes down to second, not in time. Oakley might as well have been swinging a broom handle. He still wouldn't have made any... It still wouldn't have made any difference, because that baseball bat was not anywhere near making contact. Giammalva deals to the plate. Throw down from Simon. Beats the runner by a mile. And he got him. Lone base runner of the ball game erased off the board for the Lions. Reese Mattingly got a little bit jealous. Yeah, got a little bit greedy and ran down to third on the dropped strike. Julian Simon not being phased. So much, you talked about the poise on the rubber. From behind the plate, Julian Simon has done a great job all season of keeping balls in front of him. And just right there, that's the kind of play that should be easy bases for a team like Lansing, but instead able to gun down the runner and remove the scoring threat.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a small slip up there definitely could have resulted in a gained base there, but he just got behind the ball, cradled it carefully, shot it down to third, and the third baseman made the play. That's the type of consistency that you need from your players and the chemistry, like you said, that's senior to senior to make that play.
Third strikeout of the ball game for Frankie Giammalva sends down the Lions' designated hitter. Frankie Giammalva faces the minimum, strands a runner at second on the caught stealing from Julian Simon. We go to inning number 3, scoreless tie.
Heading on the top.
First 6 Pioneers go down in order. Bottom of the lineup will try to flip it over here in the third. Pro, Phillips, and Shoemaker due up, and Pro will watch a first pitch strike go by. That's been fairly consistent for Bryce Folan today, just pounding the zone, and the Pioneers have had no answer, nor have they even tried to give an answer. A lot of watched pitches go by. Next pitch is swung on and hit foul.
Yeah, fouled out, but I feel like that's only the second or third time we've even seen contact in this game from Leavenworth.
Leavenworth is really just struggling to time up the fastball. Really, the fastball breaking ball combo. It feels like on that swing, he looked way early. Just a second ago, Carter Pro was significantly late on the heater. He just really needs to work on watching the ball's motion, committing to pitches, as this one goes to Ligo. Throw down to first will retire him. 4-3 putout sends down Pro. 7 up, 7 down. Aaron Phillips trying to break that streak here. Phillips batting a cool 200, trying to heat up here against the Lansing righty. Excuse me, the Lansing lefty. A new look for the Pioneers. That's another factor. Not too many left-handed starting pitchers they've seen. Definitely not Ligo, who really stifled them last Tuesday. And yesterday, Escobar, another right-handed ace. I mean, clearly the Pioneers have not done a great job at adjusting, with Folan setting down the first 7 batters in order. Phillips watches the 0-2 pitch go by for a ball. Looking to put him away is Folan. Check swing, he went around. Aaron Phillips shaking his head as he walks away from the batter's box. Shoemaker trying to get some offense going for the Leavenworth Pioneers. Number 13 for the Grays. Julian Simon waits on deck if Mason can flip the lineup card over. Shows bunt, will get it down, but it just rolls foul. Shoemaker watches one go down for a ball. Count is even. Two gone in the inning. Top of the third. Ball goes to Shoemaker. Chopped up. Rolls to the brick backstop. 1-2. Bryce Fullen 1 pitch away from keeping the no-hit bid alive through the third inning. The pitch. Watches it go high. Even count now. The Pioneers just need to work on staying comfortable at the plate. They've looked really tense, Terry, early on.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anybody really settle in on offense like we have, anywhere out on the defense. We've seen good play come from third base, first base, pitcher. You know, we just haven't seen our offense come out and play, complimentary baseball and, reward themselves for that good play.
Strikeout from Shoemaker will turn the lineup card over as we go to the top of the fourth. But we still have the bottom of the third frame to play. Pioneers yet to get a hit on the board. Meanwhile, Lansing trying to break through and turn over this scoreless tie.
Leading off the bottom of the third for the Lions.
Brady Neiman at the dish, looking to get some offense going. First 6 batters retired in order. They did have a little bit of damage in the second inning. However, the pop throw from Simon pegged Mattingly at third. Excellent tag applied by Noah Davis to keep the Lions neutralized so far. Checked a swing there early, didn't matter. Pitch caught the bottom corner of the zone. Giammalva, he looks like Bob Ross with how well he's painting out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He lines one deep middle.
Just over the head of Giammalva. His brother couldn't quite run that one down, falls right in front of the center fielder, Fryman.
And you got to feel some energy going Lansing's way here. I mean, they're heating up. They've got 2 hits now. They've had 2 runners on base. With a runner on first here, you got to figure the rest of the batting order is looking to follow and maybe feeling a little more comfortable.
Second inning in a row that Lansing has led off the frame with a base runner, as the double came with nobody gone just last inning. Unfortunately for the Lions side, Mattingly, again, as we talked about several times, got thrown down at third. Neiman trying to avoid that same fate here. Shows bunt. Peg down to first is not going to be in time.
You got to like the hustle there, though. I mean, they're close to making that play again.
You definitely want to keep Lansing on their toes, because as soon as you give them the okay that, hey, we can run, they're not going to catch us. As soon as you give them that liberty, as Phillips, it trickles down the line a little bit, but able to keep it close. Runner stays put. But as soon as you give them that green light, like, we're not going to check on you, that is when things start to get dangerous on the base paths. Giammalva keeping a close look at that runner. Bunting, this time he does get it down. Simon checks down to second. Instead, he will take the sure out. Successful sacrifice from Brady Heim gets the other Brady over into scoring position. One gone in the frame for the Pioneers. 2-3 put out. Puts one away. Grayson Joachim up to the dish. Joachim at the dish. The offering from Giamalva. Watches a strike go by. 0-1 count. Floodlights are on as the sky begins to darken here in the farmlands. You can see the hay bales out in the distance. Beautiful night for baseball, Terry. This is just exactly what spring days are made for.
Absolutely, and we're starting to see that wind go down a little bit too, which is making it a lot more, a lot more comfortable to sit down here.
Definitely helping out our camera. This one has popped up. Should be a routine play. Who's going to commit to it? And it falls in between Davis and Giamalva. They just couldn't quite communicate who was going to go for it. Each of them pulled up at just the wrong moment. And staying alive in a 2-strike count is Joachim.
Yeah, and in a game like this where it's going to come down to the wire, those are the little opportunities that you have to take advantage of. If you're going to be given a chance for an extra out there, you got to take it.
Joachim given some grace here after escaping what could have been a sure out. Giamalva delivers to the plate. It's not going to matter anyway. Punching him away looking. Fourth K of the ball game for Frankie Giamalva. 2 gone with Chase Ligo, the leadoff hitter, due up for the Lions.
Yeah, and that's a way to follow up right there. A good clean pitch to secure that out after the miscommunication down there. Way to come out and make a play, make up for that.
Chase Ligo 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to short. Dunlap retired him with some slick glove work in the first inning. Runner at second, 2 men gone for the cream and black. Little red on these kits. We saw a lot more of the red accents on their gray road jerseys when they came to town last week. They really leaned into that simplistic look. I kind of like it, Terry.
Yeah, I definitely am a fan of it. I do like the cream color more than I do just the straight white that a lot of teams go for.
Next pitch goes in there. I mean, the white provides high contrast, but I think the subdued look, it's a subtle touch, and it looks really good, especially paired with the Pioneer grays. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lego with a good eye here early in the count. Pops one up, Giamalva under it. This time he will commit to the play as Phillips peels off. Another threat in scoring position for the Lions is left on. Scoreless ball game. We go to the top of inning number 4.
We go to the top of the 4th. Simon, and GMO. to the fourth, it'll be the catcher.
Pioneers hitless through 3. Julian Simon looking to flip the script here. Scoreless ball game as Bryce Fullen has looked absolutely dominant. The left-handed starter has set down each of the 9 Pioneers in order. Even count. Simon tried to get ahead there. Not a huge fan of umpire's call. Simon rips one to left. Going back on it is Haim. He will camp under it, just shy of the warning track for the first out of the inning.
And obviously, that's something that you don't want to see. But just getting contact is a huge step for the Pioneers here. And that's how Lansing started out before they got a little bit of production there. And you just got to hope that that little, glimpse of some offense is enough to push some of these guys to make a play.
Well, this team is definitely capable of putting runs on the scoreboard. They just haven't shown it early. Well, they showed it earlier in the year, but they just haven't shown it in recent contests. Again, just to combine 2 runs over their last 2 appearances. That's not going to win you too many ball games, although it was enough to do the job against the Lions last week. Count runs to 1 and 2 on Anthony Giamalva. His brother is on deck with Noah Davis in the hole if they can get that far. Swung on and ripped the other way. Picked up by Joe Anderson. Nobody covering. He will get there well ahead of the throw. Pioneers have their first base runner of the ball game. Anthony Giamalva gets aboard with the infield single. His brother Frank will step up to the dish in the right-handed batter's box, trying to make something happen here. Get the bases moving a little bit. And they haven't had much production. It feels like they're just one spark away from really breaking out. I think Lansing might have to watch Anthony Giamalva pretty carefully on the base paths. He's one who's known to run when he gets a good jump.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's quick. If you aren't on the top of your game when it comes to picking him off, you really have just not a very good chance of stopping that.
One gets by the catcher. Racing down to second as the ball is all the way into the backstop is Anthony Giamalva doing a little shimmy over there at second. The taunting to Yoakum. He gets back into his crouch, just shaking off the Pioneer base runner. Runner in scoring position now on the wild pitch, and Leavenworth has an opportunity to really break out now. Popped up and into foul ground. That will get over the net and down towards the softball fields. 2-1 count. Frank trying to settle in. He's timing up the fastball. Honestly, though, I think I'd be sitting something off speed. Another heater. Fouled off. Straight back behind the net. 2-2 count.
And he's getting right in there. He's starting to see what he likes, and I would not be surprised if he gets a hold of one here soon.
Battle for Eisenhower. Scoreless in the 4th. Giamalva sends one to third. Anthony thought about trying to take it. Throw goes into right field.
My goodness.
Coming around third is Anthony Giamalva. Bodie waving him home. The play at the plate is not in time. Pioneers take a 1-0 lead on the throwing error from number 12, Brady Neiman. A critical play there that would have put 2 gone in the inning. Instead, Anthony Giamalva puts the afterburners on and comes all the way around the plate. Leavenworth in front now. 1-0 after being hitless through their first 3.
And that's the speed that I was talking about earlier. When you have a chance and you know you have a guy coming around to third that has the speed that he does and you can confidently wave him on home, that's huge for a baseball team like this. And a wild pitch there just off the crown of the helmet of David.
And Coach Bodie, he was jumping around like an acrobat there. You could see how joyful he was waving his second baseman home. And now his brother Frank is on second base after the throwing error, trickled all the way down the right field line. But yeah, and you could see it in the play as Neiman was trying to field that ball. He had Anthony in his head because Anthony Giammalva, he kind of trotted halfway, danced around a little bit, and I think Neiman was just too focused on the base runner right next to him that he couldn't make the routine play.
Yeah, and you're seeing that right now. All eyes are on second base on Frank right now. They don't want to give up another base, and you feel like if they get another chop here, that they might advance to third or even home.
Putting the ball in play is really the recipe for the Pioneers. Is another one up around the head. Pioneer dugout not happy about that one, chirping to Fullen to calm down a little bit. That's 2 pitches in this at bat that have been right up around the helmet. 2-2 count, 1 gone in the inning. Popped up. Chasing it down is Yoakum. He will just run out of room as the ball kicks up to the stone backstop. Noah Davis settles into the left-handed batter's box. Watches
Man.
one up above the shoulders. Gets by him to make it a full count. And Yoakum will go out there. I don't think these are intentional, but still, you got to work on controlling that ball coming out of your hands a little more. He seemed a bit rattled after the Giammalva brothers tandem to
Hmm.
produce that run.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just got to bring that down. I mean, in a rivalry game like this, if you hit a batter, you have no idea what might come after that.
I know several players on the Leavenworth side, including 2 sport athletes, Julian Simon and Frankie Giammalva, as that one gets caught over there at first. Double play bid will go into center field. Another unforced error from the Lions will send a Pioneer into third base.
That was honestly a beautiful play from the first baseman there. I mean, that's a big dude to get up there, make the catch like that. But, you know, you got to make the second play there. You gave up another base to another great base runner. And I think that's eventually going to be the death of this Lions defense is giving up runs and bases to silly little mistakes like that.
Giammalva goes back into the dugout, getting ready with 2 gone in the inning to potentially, well, he really just needs to rest up because he will have to take the mound after the next out.
Yep.
Davin Kuntz running on third now for the Pioneer ace. Popped up and back towards the softball complex. Fryman. Batting average leader who's in a bit of a slump right now. As this one goes to Lego, he boots it. Throw down to first. Not in time. The third error of the inning. 3, 4, and 5 on the diamond for the Lions have just really struggled with errors from first, second, and third baseman. And now the Pioneers with 2 runs, both unearned, are
Yeah, and like I mentioned, those little mistakes there, that's what's going to be put their defense, in a real bind. You know, mishandled balls let a their Kuntz get home and got another runner on base, keeping him alive here in the top of the fourth. And those are the type of sparks that you just can't let happen.
still the Pioneers only have 1 hit on the entire ball game, but with 3 errors allowing them to just run circles around this Lansing defense. They've really just had no real way to stop it. Even count to Pierce Gray. Throw goes down to first, kicking away from Anderson. He's able to get to it before Fryman was able to get on to second again. Fryman, he's got to appreciate that at bat right there. It broke his current streak as he was not able to get on base in the first inning. In the last game, he only went 1 for 3, which is, again, if you bat .333 on the season, it looks good, but it was below par for him, as he's hitting a is that when it's foul? Gabe Fryman is hitting a cool .552 on the year. It feels like you're surprised when you see him go up there and he doesn't end up standing on first base or even further. 2s all over the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 already come across for the Pioneers as they are in the lead. They have more runs than they do hits this inning. The costly defensive mistakes have really sunk the Lions. Pierce Gray watches one go by for strike 3, but not before the Pioneers strike. 2 runs on 1 hit, 3 errors for the Lions. Leavenworth is in front now, 2-0 as we go to the bottom 4th.
Bowden, Fullen, and Mattingly.
Trey Bowden at the dish now, trying to get something started for the Lions. Scoreless tie broken in the top of the frame by the Pioneers. They currently lead it 2-0. David Kemp alongside Terry Matthew for Pioneer Baseball, presented by Junebug. Make sure to go buy your yearbook today. Pop up into foul territory, gets tracked down. That was a wild run from the Pioneer right fielder. Or wait, was that Fryman coming all the way in from center? Oh, hold on. That was Anthony Giamalva coming in all the way from second base.
My goodness.
He outran Carter Pro and Aaron Phillips to try to get to that baseball.
That's hustle right there.
I mean,
That's the
we
type
saw
of
we saw the
motivation.
wheels on the bases last inning when he came in to score the first run for the Pioneers. But in the field too, he is such a dangerous person to have in the middle of the infield.
And as the Pioneers come out here, you just have to, carry that momentum that you're bringing in from offense right there. You want to be conservative and make the same plays you've been playing all game. You don't want to beat yourself like we've been saying the whole time. You got to keep this game at minimum close.
Trey Bowden gets set down on a called third strike. That's his second time watching one go by. And we might have to get a counter up at this point, Terry. That is the 6th time in a row that this pitching staff has set down Trey Bowden on the strikeout. He just has not seen, and he's faced many different pitchers too. He just has not been able to see the ball out of Giamalva, Pierce Gray, or Carter Pro's hand well at all. Now at the plate now for the Lions as Fullen will send one into center field. Routine flyout made by Gabe Fryman, 2 gone. You talk about momentum, Terry. Baseball really is a game of momentum. And it feels like even though they didn't put anything across for the first 3 innings, it really felt like Lansing had all the momentum. They had those extra base hits. They had the action on the base paths. They just couldn't put one across when they had their opportunities. And now the Pioneers seem to have all that. Yeah, interrupting our little ramble was Reese Mattingly as he is on base for the second time today with a base hit. Maybe I'll just have to keep my mouth shut when he's at the plate, Terry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he is the one hope that this team has. If anybody is going to make a play tonight, it's looking like it's going to be him. And down 2 runs here in the fourth, they are going to want to be looking for something soon here.
Frank Giammalva bearing down on Austin Oakley.
And another one just right in there. And if he keeps hitting the zone like this, I don't see a good answer for Lansing. They haven't caught on to it yet. They didn't catch on to it last week. And if they don't catch on to it soon, they're going to be out of this ball game before they know it.
As promised, we now have the Trey Bowden strikeout counter. He has struck out 6 times in a row against the Pioneer pitching staff. Count is even on Austin Oakley. Runner at first. Giammalva trying to set down the center fielder. On a line to second. Should be an easy play for Giammalva. Making the throw down, the one hit does not pose too big of a threat for the Pioneers. As we go to the 5th inning, Leavenworth in firm control of this one. Giammalva has gone through 4 scoreless. Leavenworth leads by 2.
Throw Phillips and Shoemaker. Leading off the top of 5.
Carter Pro, the hero of last week's game, his walk-off single sent the fans home happy. Now he's trying to end this one on a sour note for the Lansing faithful. This one gets booted over at third. We'll call that one an infield hit as he had to make a diving stop just to keep the ball in front of him. But again, sloppy infield defense gives the Pioneers another base runner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you don't need explosive plays to make things happen. And we're proving that tonight. You just have to take advantage where they give you opportunities.
Putting the ball in play is something that this coaching staff preaches. And again, nothing good is going to happen when you strike out. Even if you make weak contact, just making Lansing get you out instead of forcing that upon yourself is a great way to go win baseball games. And the Pioneers have showed that off so far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Force Lansing to,
Beat
force.
themselves.
Yeah, and that's what they have been, showing all night tonight is that if you put them in a bind, they're going to collapse.
Bryce Follin on the mound. He's already hit 66 pitches. That's something you want to keep an eye on as he gets deeper into this game. Bunt not able to be secured.
Oh my goodness.
Aaron Phillips bunt single puts runners on first and second, rumbling down the line to put 2 on for the boys in blue.
And that's just unacceptable offense or unacceptable defense if you're Lansing. That's got to be
If
demoralizing.
you're Yoakum, why are you trying to barehand that baseball, Terry? It's right in front of you. You've got Aaron Phillips, who isn't exactly a speed demon. All you got to do is just get that ball in the glove, set your feet, and fire. It's baseball fundamentals, and that's something that Lansing has been unable to execute on today.
Yeah.
67 pitches, and now the Lansing pitching coach will go out there to have a bit of a chat with his starter.
Yeah, and I think that chat might be long overdue after the play that we saw go down in last inning.
Pioneers have really broken out after being hitless through their first 10 batters. They have really found a way to move the line, as 5 of their last 7 plate appearances have resulted in players getting on base. Mason Shoemaker at the dish with 2 on and no outs here in inning number 5. Again, Leavenworth had no answer to the lefty the first time through the order, but since that lineup card flipped over, the Pioneers have just been absolutely dominating, especially on the base paths, as, again, they haven't been hitting the ball particularly hard, but putting runners on, getting in pitchers' heads, it's been a recipe for success so far. Shows bunt, unable to get it down as it got the top of the bat and popped up just out of the reach of Yoakum. 1-1 count to Mason Shoemaker. Two nothing score. Pioneers in front, trying to make it a little bit bigger. Shows bunt again. This time it will get down. Neiman, throw down to first, not in time. Infield single loads the bases for none other than the catcher, Julian Simon. Julian Simon power trip coming. Terry, I'd like to see that.
I would as well. Wouldn't we all? And it's perfect opportunity for it. You get, a good hitter out here and give him a chance.
The Pioneer faithful are starting to get a little bit raucous on the first base foul line. A lot of separation between the fans and the action with extensive foul territory for Lansing, but that has not silenced them. Thought about coming home was Carter Pro, wisely staying put at third to keep him loaded for Simon.
Man, I think if he took off, he might have had that. It would have sure been close.
You would rather not take the close play, though, Terry, in my opinion, because you have 3 outs to work with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mullen is yet to retire a batter in the inning, and now the Pioneers, I'm impressed at how well the bottom part of that lineup has produced. They have 3 base runners on that, from a lineup construction standpoint, have no right in being there, 7, 8, 9 in the order. And now you let your power hitters, Simon, Giamalva, and the other Giamalva, have an opportunity to really break this game open with no outs on the board. And just as we're talking, an RBI double for Julian Simon will keep the line moving. Aaron Phillips rumbles around third and comes in to score. Right on his heels is Mason Shoemaker. Julian Simon with a bases clearing double makes it a 5-run ball game. Julian Simon, all smiles. That is just his first hit in his last, I believe, his second hit in his last 7 plate appearances, so you know that's got to feel good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a huge time to make that play. And one thing that we talked about earlier was momentum, and that's a big deal. But I think that one thing that people don't mention enough is how momentum affects you as as the team benefiting from it. You don't want to let that get in your head too much.
Well,
You don't want to start getting,
lazy.
too
Yeah.
rowdy, too lazy, too comfortable, and let Lansing get a chance back in here again.
Thankfully, the Pioneers still do have 5 runs on the board, which is a good bit of insurance. But I believe you're right. You just got to keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Absolutely. In a situation like this, you want to play to win rather than play to not lose. And that is a thing that happens a lot, especially in these lower level baseball games where teams come in here and, they get a comfortable cushion, run lead, and then they start to just try to wait it out rather than keep going and play for more.
This ball is hit deep into center field. Should hang up there long enough for the center fielder to catch it. Advancing to third on the sac fly is Julian Simon. Pioneers have a runner 90 feet away from making this a 6-run ball game.
And with a runner in scoring position like that and 2 outs to work with, you got to really, really like where they're sitting at right now.
Frank Giammalva at the plate. Ball trickles away from Yoakum. Trying to get out of the jam is Fullen. He still is going to have to face Noah Davis on deck. Swung on and missed by Giammalva. First strike of the at-bat. 78 pitches, that number continues to climb for the Lansing left-handed starter. Swung on and missed. Count goes even. Two-two count. 3 runs already crossed in the inning. Fullen gets the sign from his backstop. The pitch, foul tipped into the mitt of Yoakum. And there's the second out of the frame. Got Giammalva swinging. And now, after Julian Simon's lightning strike, he will head back to the dugout to get the catcher's gear back on. Pinch runner for the Pioneers 90 feet away with Noah Davis at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but one of the more productive hitters in this lineup. He's already produced, especially in non-conference play, but now trying to make his statement on the UKC. Playing in the Wichita Air Capital Classic a few weeks ago, he hit a grand slam to put the Pioneers up for good in 11-6 victory. So if we could get some more of that power here, he could really put this game on ice. One 0. Swung on, hard hit ball. Legault, sliding grab, he throws it down. Noah Davis puts the barrel to the baseball, but not able to catch a break. Pioneers go down with 3 outs in a row, but not before Julian Simon was able to really break this game open. Pioneers have a 5-run lead. 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 error in the inning as we go to the bottom of 5. 5-0. Lions trailing the Pioneers here on a chilly evening in Leavenworth, Kansas. First pitch from Giammalva. That is his 50th on the ball game, halfway to the century mark. Runs the count to 0-1 on left witch. The designated hitter struck out in his first AB. Something that we've seen a lot, especially from Trey Bowden in this lineup, as he went 0 for 4 in that last game against us. Swinging and missing. Makes it a 2-strike count and will put him away on strike number 3. 1 gone in the inning. Brady Neiman steps up to the dish. He's had some trouble with the glove at the hot corner today, but the bat hasn't been an issue. He's singled in his only at bat of the ball game so far. And looking to do that again, he dumps one just beyond the reach of Anthony Giammalva, who is all the way outstretched there. Back-to-back singles for Neiman, as he has provided nearly all the offense along with Reese Mattingly for the Lions here today.
Yeah, and he's getting on base there again. You just really would, I mean, as a Leavenworth fan, you don't want to, but as a Lansing fan, you would love to see somebody else come in here and support him as a base runner.
Brady Heim trying to drive in the third baseman, looking to get some more ribbies. He did have a a sacrifice bunt in the third inning, as Simon thought about trying to peg down Neiman, but instead just took the easy out at first. Popped up way over our heads and into the fields behind us. 0-1 to Heim. Swinging the bat this time around. I think Lansing understands that they're going to need a lot more than just 1 run to win this ball game. So bunting and just trying to get runners over isn't going to cut it when you have a deficit this big late in a ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Leavenworth has that cushion to do some of that conservative batting and just, play the bases. But with Lansing, you got to come out and you got to have some big plays if you want to close this gap at all.
Giammalva continues to bring the heat on the fastball. Blue says it just missed the outside corner. 2-1 count on the left fielder. Swung on and missed. Count runs even. Heim is definitely swinging the bat. He just hasn't been able to barrel one up yet today. 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt coming in the third inning. Popped up. Phillips calls off his pitcher. He will make the play in foul territory. 2 gone in the inning.
And that was a good play there. After the poor communication on that first opportunity, it was nice to see someone come down, call ball, make the play, and take advantage of everything that they gave him there.
Grayson Yoakum at the plate. He has been catching in the Lansing system ever since elementary school. He has been playing this game for years. Interestingly enough, he caught Pioneer pitcher Jack Dunlap while he was in middle school, as this one gets popped up to left field. Dunlap now at Leavenworth High School, but he's happy to see his old buddy making some outs here, as that's his second time getting set down today. Runner stranded on first as the Pioneers get out of the inning unscathed. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. We go to inning number 6.
Leading off for the Pioneers, top of six, the center fielder.
Gabe Fryman at the plate for the Pioneers. So far today, he is 0 for 1, although he did, or excuse me, 0 for 2, but he did reach on the second baseman's error in the fourth inning. So he has reached base in one of those two at-bats. Watches one inside on the hands. That one got him. Just tricked off the finger a little bit. You can tell that one stings. Shaking it off. According to Julian Simon, that one did not hurt Terry.
Yeah.
Hit by pitch puts a runner on. Folan ran into a little bit of trouble in the last inning. Still nobody up warming for the Lions. This seems to be Folan's inning. He's only at 84 pitches, so he still has about 20 left to work with before he has to come out. Pitch around Gray's feet in the dirt. Folan has struggled with command today. He's had a hard time finding the strike zone, but that is the first time that he's hit a batter. This bunt attempt will roll foul. Beautiful night here. Temperature has dipped below the 70-degree line. Most of the Leavenworth fans in attendance have pulled out the hoodies by now. 5-0 Pioneers, top of inning number 6. Folan pitches to Gray, fouls it off his foot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody gone in the inning. Pierce Gray taps the plate twice. Unlikely to bunt here in a 2-strike count. The pitch, outside. Oh, they're going to call it for strike 3. A delayed third strike call coming from behind the dish. And Pierce Gray already started to take his practice swings for the next pitch. But instead, Blue rings him up there. Terry, it seemed to...
That was quite a bit outside, if you ask me.
Well, and he just seemed to be hyping up the drama there. He took a hot minute to make that decision. 1 gone in the frame as Pierce Gray goes down looking. Carter Pro at the dish now. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in his last plate appearance. Came home via the Julian Simon RBI double. Next pitch misses low. Umpire doesn't make the call. I had to wait for a second, Terry, before I firmly made that call because you just gotta wait to see what's coming behind the dish. Runner at first. Swung on and missed. And going down to second, standing up. Appealing for an interference call is Yoakum. He's not gonna get it. And, after further conversation, it looks like Pro did lean out in front of home plate. Bodie having a conversation with him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That looked like it was just an absolute meatball of a throw.
It seemed like part of his swing. I think the appeal is that he got in the way of Yoakum's throw. Umpires will grant it to the Lions. So batter interference will catch Fryman. 2 gone in the inning. and no base runners for the Pioneers. Striking out, swinging is Carter Pro. A bit of controversy in the frame, but the Pioneers still have their 5-run lead. Lego, Bowden, and Fullen due up for the Lions. Key trend to notice for Lansing. Trey Bowden will have to face Frankie Giamalva in this inning. He has struck out 6 times in a row against the pitching staff, 3 coming to Pierce Gray, 1 to Carter Pro, and then 2 more to Frankie Giamalva tonight. It's always fun to poke a little bit of, throw a little bit of shade on the opposing lineup, but really it's not really a knock on Trey. It's just showing how dominant the Pioneer rotation has been. It's not just him.
Yeah, he
The
has been far from the only one that has struggled to get contact against Frankie.
The entire lineup has not scored in what is now 13 innings against the staff, and they are scoreless. We had, of course, the extra inning contest on last Tuesday, March 31st. And it looks like hopefully this one is not trending that direction. Pioneers have a comfortable lead here in the 6th. That one's low. Chase Lego, 0 for 2 on the day. He provided most of the offense for the Lions in that last game. Comebacker snared on the hill from Giamalva, and Lego goes down. 1 gone in the frame. Trey Bowden, number 2, the shortstop, steps up to the dish. He is slumping against the Pioneers. Seems that anytime he sees a jersey with a little bit of blue on it, he just seems to choke up. He has not been able to make any kind of contact against this staff. First pitch in there for a called strike.
And he
Giamalva
watches it go
looking
right
to
by.
continue the trend. Terry, he just looks so uncomfortable right now.
Swing and a miss for the second pitch there.
Count runs to 0-2 on Trey Bowden. Giamalva looking to put him away. Just high. A little bit above the letters. Not able to catch the top line of the zone.
I think Bowden just wanted to get a good up-close view of Frank's pitching tonight.
Up there. Giamalva giving him a front row seat. That one at his eye level. 5-0 Pioneers. Absolute dominance on the mound. And the story from at the plate has been Julian Simon. Watches strike 3 go by. 7 in a row as Trey Bowden gets put down via the K yet again. That is 3 for Pierce Gray, 1 for Carter Pro, and 3 for Frankie Giamalva. No matter who they put out there, the Pioneers just find a way to put this guy away. And another interesting little tidbit, all 3 of the strikeouts in this game for Bowden have been looking. He is just hesitant to swing the bat. Watch his first pitch go by for a ball. Bryce Fullen, the starting pitcher for the Lions, he needs to provide himself with some run support for his own, as the rest of his lineup hasn't really been doing it for him. 5-0 LV. 1 frame left to play if Giammalva can retire the side here. That one into shallow right. It will get down. Cut off by Pro. Will hold the runner at first, but a little bit of offense from the bat of the pitcher. And now the 2-out single keeps the inning alive for Reese Mattingly. He has been dangerous all day from the left-handed batter's box. He is 2 for 2 with a double. He did get thrown out by Simon at third base, so his base running could be a little bit better. Mattingly at the plate. Just misses the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 gone. Pitch goes to Mattingly. Going to second is Fullen, and Julian Simon unable to corral it in time. Now a runner is in scoring position with the most dangerous hitter at the plate now. Looking to clean up the base paths is Mattingly here in the bottom of the 6th. Frankie Giammalva seems a bit rattled after the base hit. He's only at 75 pitches, so he still has plenty left in the tank to try and finish this ball game. The 3-0 pitch called for a strike. Mattingly looking to get the free pass there. Umpire did not surrender to that desire. 3-1. 2 out in the frame. Hit into left field. Ranging back on it. It will get over the wall. And the Lansing Lions have finally struck. 2-run score for the Lions as Reese Mattingly leaves the yard. He is a triple shy of the cycle. He has provided absolutely everything for the Lions. And the umpire, Terry, it looks like it might have bounced over the wall. We're just going based on what the refereeing crew said.
Yeah, it was hard to see from over here.
Home plate umpire is the one who initially made the spiraling motion for the home run call, and he has probably the worst view out of anyone of where that ball ended up.
Yeah, you gotta sometimes wonder when you're 300 feet away, why are you making that call?
Everyone from the Leavenworth side is screaming at the officiating crew. I gotta say I'm with them, Terry.
Yeah, I didn't know that we had Angel Hernandez present at Lansing baseball tonight, but apparently we do.
So, by technicality, Reese Mattingly leaves the yard.
Hope he feels pretty good about that one. I'm sure his dad wrote a nice check after this game, inked it up.
I mean, you'll take it if you're Lansing. Deficit cut down to 3. Giammalva gets caught with his first 2 runs of the ball game. That will end his 15 2/3 inning scoreless streak to start the season. Won't hurt his ERA too badly, as he has just been dominant against really everyone he's faced. But it's gotta hurt just for the fairness of the game. Pioneers will look to get those runs back via insurance when they come up to hit in the 7th inning. Reese Mattingly, if we were to assign a player of the game to the opposing side, it would have to be him. He's the only player on this lineup yet to record an out. He is 3 for 3 with a single, double, and a bomb. Austin Oakley battling from behind. He fell back 0-2, but that outside pitch will keep him alive. Another one misses the box. 2-2 count with 2 outs in the inning. 2 have come across the score. Deuces wild on the scoreboard. The 82nd pitch from Frankie Giammalva. A looping slider drops in there. The low velocity breaking ball freezes Oakley and sends him down looking. 2 punch outs for Giammalva in the inning, but 2 come across the score for the Lions. We go to the final frame. Pioneers lead it 5-2.
Now pitching for the Lions, number 5, Dayton Bolin. Bolin shifts over to first base. At the plate, the first baseman, number 31, Aaron Phillips.
Aaron Phillips leads off the inning for the Pioneers. The umpire controversy continues here in Lansing, but the Pioneers still hold on to a 5-2 lead, fair and square. Now in the game for the Lions, they've made a pitching substitution, bringing in number 5, Dayton Bolin, to try and relieve the Lions starter, Fullen. Chopper back to the mound.
Oh my
Aaron
goodness.
Phillips. He beats it
Oh
out.
my
Throw
goodness.
goes into right field. It looks like a juggling act. Get him a red nose and some clown shoes. It's the circus out here, as he just could not reel in that baseball and instead just chucks it way out of the reach of his first baseman, Joe Anderson.
Yeah, so David, what you didn't know there though is that Lansing recently announced their founding of their gymnastics program. Their 2 fielders out there, they were just trying out. They were just trying to show what they could do chasing that ball, and obviously were unsuccessful.
Just completely airmailing Anderson over there. Or actually, it looks like Anderson's out of the ball game. So much for relief pitching, as the pitcher throws it over the head of starting pitcher Fullen. Bryce Fullen shifted over there to first base to stay in the game, and he is not getting any help from his backup. 5-2 ball game. Pioneers in front with Aaron Phillips running on second base on the single, followed by the E1. 4th error of the ball game for the Lions. Shoemaker rounds out the lineup batting ninth today. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Swung on and missed. He will go down with his second strikeout of the ball game. One gone for the Pioneers. And now batting Julian Simon. He doubled in the fifth. Made it all the way to third before getting stranded, but he has been the largest contributor. And, following the home run in the last inning, that insurance proved to be significant. Julian Simon's 3 RBI double has been the difference in the ball game. 5-2 Pioneers. Simon at the dish. Takes his practice cuts. On the rubber for the Lions. Bolin gets his sign. Dealing. Oh, that one looked like it could have gotten Simon on the hand. He went around, though. Dugout not too happy about that call, but advancing down to third is Aaron Phillips. Pioneers have another insurance run 90 feet away on the wild pitch. Aaron Phillips, talk about doing a lot with a little. He hit a chopper probably about 4 feet in front of him.
Absolutely, yeah, not much at all.
And then the throwing error gets him to second after beating out the throw to first. And then he gets all the way to third on a wild pitch. Bolin is giving him a police escort around the pond. All the way at third now is Aaron Phillips with only 1 gone in the inning. I mean, after seeing that last frame, Lansing seems to have some life, so getting another insurance run would go a long way for the Pioneers here. Julian Simon battling in a 2-1 count. The 10th pitch of the inning from Bolin coming up. Dealing. Hit. Deep to left field. This one's got a shot. It is at the warning track. It will bounce over the wall. And oh, here's some drama for you folks. This time the umpire crew will give Julian Simon a ground rule double. I guess they have some selective vision, Terry. Might want to get that one checked out.
So deep in his back pocket, umpire actually pulled out his glasses when the team switched right there. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's how he was able to make the correct call to our detriment there.
Julian Simon drives in Aaron Phillips on the ground rule double. The Pioneer fans having a bit of fun there, waving their fingers around, calling for their own 4-bagger, not getting the same liberties that the right fielder did for the Lions last inning, as Mattingly, in what should have been a double, made it a 3-run ball game with his dinger last inning. However, Julian Simon now, after the RBI double, has made this a 6-2 ball game. Not a save situation, but you got to wonder in a rivalry game if Carter Pro is still going to come in to slam the door. Honestly, though, with only 82 pitches thrown, I think you might want to just stick with Frank to try and finish the job.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would just love to see him continue this hot streak. He's been pitching super, super well both last game and this game. And he's deserved to finish this game.
In his last 16 innings, the lone runs he's surrendered was the 2-run homer, given up, quote, air quotes, homer, given up
By the umpire,
given
if
up
we're
to
going to be honest.
given up to Reese Mattingly. And sent down via the punch-out is Anthony Giammalva. 2 gone in the inning, both sent packing via the strikeouts. Frankie Giammalva looking to provide himself a little bit more run support late in the ball game. Number 23 in the right-handed batter's box now with 2 gone. Simon will trot back to the dugout to get the catcher's gear on. Still with the runner in scoring position though is the Leavenworth starter. Next game for the Pioneers will be tomorrow on the road against Shawnee Heights High School. The Thunderbirds took the Pioneers home battle with them on Tuesday night, 4-1. But if the offense can get going like they have tonight, putting up 6 against a staff that stifled them just a week ago, the Pioneers could have different fortunes in the game ahead. Giammalva watches one go by below the dish. Frank Giammalva trying to stay calm in an even count here. Watches one go by for strike 2. And now Bolin is one strike away from getting out of this inning with just 1 run surrendered. Calling time is Giammalva. The pitcher, Bolin. Giammalva gets a second to gather his thoughts as well, though. A little bit choked up on the bat, but keeps his hands relatively close to the knob. Trying to make contact and bring home yet another run to help himself feel a little bit more comfortable as he'll go back out to the mound. 2s all over the scoreboard. The even count to Giammalva, ripped on a line to left. He will watch it fly over the fence, but just a bit foul. He was only about, I would say, like 5 feet from his 3rd home run on the year. Instead, he gets back into the batter's box after just another long strike. Frank Giammalva almost gave the ump a legit home run to call right there.
Yeah, he's right in there, and if you're Lansing, you got to be worried.
Swung on and missed. He tried to do it again right there, but instead he will punch out for the 3rd out of the frame. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers lead it 6-2. We are 3 outs away from celebrating another W here in the First County. Three outs away from putting the lid on another complete game. Frankie Giammalva is back out on the hill for the 7th inning. Lansing down to their final 3 outs. And after sweeping Leavenworth in a 3-0 contest and then a 6-5 extra innings bout last season, the Lansing Lions are dangerously close. Did he catch that?
Beautiful catch. Oh my goodness.
I couldn't tell from back here, but he comes up with it, shows the ball, and Fryman.
First out on the diving effort. That's a beautiful play and beautiful hustle right there.
He says if if the Lions can't produce runs and they're just going to put the ball in play and hope something happens, Gabe Fryman, he's not going to let that happen.
Yeah, we gotta. It's a good thing he caught that because that very well could have bounced up over the fence and gave him another home run.
The Pioneers, after getting swept last season, as we were talking about a second ago, are 2 outs away from flipping the script here. Leavenworth already took the first game of the series at home, 1-0 in extra innings, and now leading 6-2 with one gone in the seventh. They're looking to shut the door on another win. Giammalva pounds another one in there. Simon thought that was strike three, nodding to his ace, but holding off for what the umpire agreed was a ball is Neiman. Swung on and missed. And the Pioneers are 1 out away from finishing off Lansing in yet another edition of the battle for Eisenhower. If they could win this game, that would put the record to 4-1 in the major boys sports this year, which is something that they haven't done. They lost to Lansing in football 3 years in a row, finished that streak this season with a big win. They split in basketball, took the opener against Lansing here, and now are 2 strikes away from putting another win on the docket. This is one of the best athletic seasons, I would say the best athletic season to date in Leavenworth history. And Terry, to get to witness this in my year here, it has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and as a senior, I just have to be super happy to see us put all of this together in one season. I can't lie, it was a rough couple years there, but to watch this success now has been quite enjoyable, I have to say.
Fans are on their feet. 1 strike away. Trying to get the frame is Simon. We will see another. Giammalva for the ball game. Sends him down swinging. And that will do it, folks. Frankie Giammalva completes what he started. 7 strong innings, only surrendered 2 runs on the home run from Reese Mattingly. He was the only offense on the day for the Lions. He went for 3 for 3. Everyone else, just 3 runs combined. That will do it for us. We will be back in a moment for potential post-game interviews. Terry, what were your takeaways from this game?
My goodness, I think that just shows the maturity of this baseball team to not let those mistakes get to their head. They stayed in it the whole game. They played confident. They didn't get chirpy. They didn't get chippy. They just went out there and won. And I love to see that type of play from Leavenworth.
They started the game with no base runners in their first 10 batters. Bryce Fullen looked absolutely perfect on the mound for Lansing, but when the floodgates opened, the Pioneers really got rolling. Julian Simon put 4 of the Pioneers' 6 RBIs on the board. He was absolutely phenomenal today. Frankie Giammalva on the mound. What a performance from the boys in blue. We'll be back in a little bit with post-game interviews, but alongside Terry Matthew, I'm David Kemp, signing off for now. Pioneers take Game 2 of the battle for Eisenhower 6-2.
Is this? Yeah, they're working. And they're both.
Test. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yo, Derek, y'all need any help putting anything back?
No, we're good. I appreciate it though.
See how long these stretch.
Get an interview in?
Julian, yeah. Do I look good on screen?
Yeah, you could even get closer and it's like that.
Really? Okay.
Right there. Sweet. Wherever you were.
Okay.
I'll move you guys when you get over here.
How's a ground rule double, by the way?
Yeah, I know. We saw that. Don't worry. I told everybody to go get their Sharpies because Angel Hernandez is in town. They better line up to come get autographs.
We got him.
Okay.
He'll come over when he's done tearing down and stuff. Alright, sweet. Hey, just tell us what looks good.
Okay.
Does this look good?
You can move forward a little
I got a fucking mini mic?
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Towards me a little bit.
Is that good?
Bit. That's probably
Is it on?
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are the
sorry.
questions? What are the questions?
Can you move to your right, just right there, so your head stays in front of the super bright light behind you?
Is that
Yeah.
good?
Left a little bit.
Sorry.
You're good there. Perfect.
All right. So Julian, of course, you had the 4 RBI night, provided most of the offense for the Pioneers here. You had the bases clearing double in, I believe, the 4th inning, and then the home run. I mean, ground rule double in the 6th. So, what can you speak about the night for yourself against a conference rival?
I mean, I've been going through a slump through the past week, going like 0 for 17 and finally getting a chance yesterday to get my first hit in a while. And then today, I just had something to prove, going against a rival, chance to sweep them. I wanted to do some damage.
I mean, you looked great out there. And then, what can you say also behind the dish today with your battery mate Frankie Giamalva? How did you feel about his performance
Oh,
today?
I mean, he was lights out. They couldn't touch his fastball. It was too fast for them, and their slider just broke too late for him to hit. I mean, it's just they can't hit him.
Would have been a complete game shutout if not for the home run. And he pitched such a great game. You guys go back to Shawnee Heights tomorrow to try and recover from the loss last night. What do you think your guys' mindset is going into that battle?
It's gonna be the same as this game. Just go out there. We're gonna try and get the bats hot early in the game. We didn't do too hot in the start of this game, but I mean, just win. Try and salvage that the split against Shawnee Heights.
All right, sounds good. Go celebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, see you.